He served in the deadliest war in history. The Second World War lasted 6 brutal years, destroying more property and land worldwide than any other war. 3 of those years, Richard "Cowboy" Stacy flew missions over Germany as a member of the Army Air Corps. He's part of the greatest generation. And here's Good Morning Jacksonville anchor Keith Nelson with his story.
I got 12 pair of boots.
Cowboy likes to take things slow.
How you doing?
Good morning. As I come in the door, I take my hat off, because the cowboy takes his hat off in the house.
How you doing, Mr. Rich?
Mm-hmm.
How are you?
I'm fine. You know, when you get my age, you're lucky to be alive.
12 pairs of cowboy boots and several wide-brimmed hats. Richard "Cowboy" Stacy walks a bit slower nowadays. He's had both knees replaced and says he's escaped death more times than he can remember. In 1943, at age 19, after years of training horses in Coleman, Texas, Stacy left his cattle behind and joined the Army Air Corps.
They put me in a training camp in Gulfport, Mississippi. And they trained me as a armored gunner. That's what I was, an armored gunner on a B-17.
He stepped into the largest war in history, the Second World War, and flew about a dozen missions.
They shipped me over to Foggia, Italy. We knocked the dickens out of old Hitler's railroad yards.
Their targets below, while flying above in formation.
And we just sat there and waited for them to make their move. But if they came in, they got shot at. You could hear those that anti-aircraft, those shells bursting out there in the air. You could hear them and see them. But you didn't worry about it, because you just, like I did, I just said, well, if I'm going to get hit, I'm going to get hit.
And he did.
As far as I know, everybody on my crew, nobody was ever hit or hurt. I was the only one that got hit, and I didn't get hurt. They wouldn't even give me the Purple Heart.
His mission abroad was to protect loved ones back home. Stacy kept his mind clear, focused on winning the war, wary of getting too close.
You never have a real friend, because you never know when you're going to lose them. That's the way I looked at it.
Some estimates of the number of people who died during the 6-year war are as high as 85 million. As for his 10-man crew,
and that's Stanley Warner, who has passed away. And this is Lieutenant Money, who was our navigator.
He can still name them all. But whether or not he's the last man standing, now at age 93, Stacy doesn't know.
I feel like I'm a lucky son of a gun. God's taking care of me, letting me live this long.
There are things he simply can't recall, some memories he chooses to forget, but the end of the Second World War, this now great-grandfather remembers that vividly.
We come in one day and was shooting up and getting up, and they said, the war's over, the war's over. That's the way it ended. I do remember, I was glad, because I knew I was going to get to go home.
Home to his family, horses, and while many things had changed over the years, Cowboy Stetson's he could count on to remain the same.
I've trained, ain't no telling how many horses with that hat. The hat's the most important thing that a cowboy has. He uses it to get a horse's attention real quick.
But there's one topper that now tops them all. This one pinned the greatest generation.
It means that I'm in a special category that ain't nobody gonna get in unless they've been there.
Keith Nelson, First Coast News, on your side.